Assalamualaikum. So as we've been walking, I've just noticed this bush, and there's a lot of bees around it, and there's a lot of activity around it. So come on then, Thing, explain to me about this bush. What is it and what's going on?
Okay, so here we have ivy, and you can tell ivy from its sort of the shape of the leaves. And ivy comes into flower quite late in the year, so around about this time, autumn time, and it produces these beautiful sort of spiky flowers. And
So that's the flower then?
that's the flower head, yeah. And as you can see, it's just swarming with ivy bees. Now, ivy bees are specialists, and they only come out at this time of the year. If you would have seen one of the other videos I did on ivy bees, which are nesting in the ground, it's those bees. And so they've come out, obviously they're feasting on the nectar from the flowers. And again, because they're mining bees, I'm not afraid to stand quite close to them. They don't harm you. They're not let's see, honeybees. Yeah, honeybees, which would get quite angry if you were this close to them. But yeah, it's great for all insects, not just mining bees.
Because that particular ivy?
Ivy, yeah, because of the flowers. So butterflies will come to this as well, and moths as well, and other insects. But ivy bees are specialists, and that's why they're called ivy bees as well.
Do they produce honey?
No, mining bees don't. So that's why they're not as they don't get angry, because you're not trying to steal their honey like honeybees would. So because they don't produce any honey, they're just going about their normal business. They take nectar, obviously, and then take it back to the nest to sort of to feed the larvae with. They might take some pollen as well for a bit of protein.
So what would happen if we dug up one of their nests? Would we find honey in there?
No, there would be no honey. I mean, there'll be a little bit of nectar for the larvae, but you wouldn't find honey like you do in a hive for a honeybee. You know, you get masses of honey there, but here, no, there'll be hardly any honey. Probably more pollen, because pollen obviously is a protein for them, and they need that for growth.
That's a really interesting fact.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So the ivy, is it a bush?
It's a climber. So it's actually climbing all over the sort of the hedgerow, over other plants. If you can see, there's a tree here, and it's climbing up the tree. So it's a scrambler, they call it, because no, actually it is a climber, because you can actually sort of have rootlets which penetrate walls as well. So yeah, yeah, comes into flower around about this time in the autumn, and then once the flowers are obviously pollinated, they turn into berries, and then that's good for the birds. So all the winter visitors who are going to come over, and pigeons as well, they love the berries. So it's not only a source of nectar, but it's also berries as well, food as well for birds.
So next time we come, and the season has changed and it's colder, hopefully we should be able to see some berries.
Yes, we will.
On the same bush.
Yeah, inshallah.
Okay, thank you. So don't forget to look and listen.
Listen. Keep them